Okay, welcome everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee, and if you're watching this recording on YouTube, it's a live show with a live chat and mostly awake people. So I was trying to decide what to do to have a few things to show and tell, but I bought Mark Crilley's The Realism Challenge when it first came out, 2015. I mean, literally the day they put it, I was waiting for it. The day they put it out in the store, I went and bought it. And I haven't done anything out of it. So I'll do a little flip through it, but I thought maybe we would try to do one of the little challenges. Now, I'm not, probably not going to use exactly the same. So he uses watercolor, gouache, I think he uses gouache, watercolor, and color pencil. And I'm just going to probably just use color pencil. And he also does it on white paper, and I'm going to do it on toned tan paper. So it's going to be a little different, and it's going to be bigger. I'm not going to draw that small, but I'm going to draw it larger so y'all can see it. Although I'll zoom in. And um, it's all right, Glenn. Everybody's a chatty group here, that's for sure. So I'm going to draw it larger, probably about that big. I'm going to start with these mushrooms, I think. And so there's like, all this is so you go from a sketch like this, and he walks you through step by step. But I thought this one might look good on toned tan paper. So we're going to try it anyway. So I'll use the tan of the paper as part of the color. I'm going to kind of make it my own. I mean, I'm going to be realistic, but I'm probably not going to use, he doesn't have a color list, and I mean, he tells colors he uses, but he doesn't necessarily say number so and so in Prisma, number, it doesn't do like that. Okay. But I'll read what it says, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to try to do that, and like I said, I will do a little bit of a flip through the book. So yeah, I bought this when it first came out. I have all Mark Crilley's drawing books, and of course I've given them to Cam. He's given them back, and then and if y'all want to read an awesome book for, I mean, I guess you could say it's written for kids, but it's like a little graphic novel. And it's called The Drawing Lesson. And I talked about this when we first got it. When I first got it at the bookstore, then we were driving up to the kids' house. It's an hour and a half drive, and we got stuck in traffic. So from my house, from my bookstore to their house was probably about 2.5 hours, maybe, stuck in traffic. So I read this whole book, stuck in traffic. So when I got up, and this was let's see when this one came out too. So then I gave it to Cam because he could be a teacher in a heartbeat. So I thought this would be really, let me find where's the intro page? It's in the back in this one here. 2016. So this one came out last year. Stop Enabling You. But if you know any kids, and I'm not exaggerating, this is an awesome book if you know any kid that's even thinking about wanting to be an artist. Or if you're a teacher, if you're an art teacher, this is an awesome book. And it's all in graphic, and it's just so, what happens is, I'll just give you a quick, because I'm obviously not going to read the whole thing. But he goes to the park, he wants to be an artist, he goes to the park and he sees somebody, he sees this lady, a girl sitting in the park drawing. So he says, "Teach me how to draw." Just walks away, and so it's their story about how they meet. Like here, whoa, you're good, because he just walks up on her, and she tries to explain it just doesn't work that way. So, but she has some patience. She takes the patience and gives him a little assignment, and he's desperate. But anyway, it's just an awesome book, and it's a whole story. Weeks, months go by in this book, and it's just an awesome book. So if you have a kid that's wants to be an artist, or if you're an art teacher, or just anybody that likes art, I thought it was an awesome book. I mean, I was almost crying at the end. I'm not going to tell you what happens. But anyway, so this is his, and I also have his How to Draw Manga books. Some of them here, some of them at Cam's probably. And he has, I think, he has his third one out now. And plus he has, Brody's Ghost. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, if you don't know who Mark Crilley is, then you haven't been on YouTube more than a day. So, yeah. Um, yeah. I don't want to. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to tell y'all what happens. Yeah. Galena for sure. You will. She will love it. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Okay, so this is the Realism Challenge, and like I said, I've had this for a couple since 2015, the day it came out. I had it on like pre-order. So when it came out, I went right down and got it, and I've not worked it. I don't think I've done one single thing in it. And I love the book. But we get busy, we get moved on. So there's the dust jacket, and then on the outside cover here are some of the things that, well, not all of them, maybe. Well, maybe the things that he has for you to draw, and a DD drive, yeah, and so it's a drawing and painting. He has the contents are chapter 1, simulating shadows. 2, adding color. 3, advanced surfaces like porcelain, wooden carving, a cut rose, a folded lace, strawberries. And then 4, transparent objects like glass and marbles. And, I think he has like 5 things under each chapter. Then 5 is metallic surfaces like a spoon. Manufactured objects is chapter 6, like a plastic turtle, an envelope and stamps. So it's just really got all kinds, and he does tell you the supplies he uses, the kind of paper, watercolor, brushes, pencils, some white gouache, and so here's like one on shadows, a piece of torn paper. So he takes you from like the outline of what he wants you to draw and takes you all the way through to the end. Okay. And he does that with everything. An egg. And I think we're going to do the mushroom today. We're going to do the 2 mushrooms. So, but I'm not going to draw it on white paper. I'm going to do it on tone tan, the Strathmore. Let me get the cover here. I think there's still a cover on this one. I'm almost out on this one. I'm going to use the tone tan paper. This is what I do my portraits on. Oh, I got something in there I'm working on. Let me take this out here. I don't want that to get anything happening to it. Don't want anything to happen to that. And so I'm drawing that, and I'm also going to draw it bigger. And I'm going to read and see what colors he uses, but I'm not going to be like, I might have to close my blinds. I see the light is bright. I'll fix that in a minute. So there's where we'll be heading to that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to do a quick flip through here, adding color. He does some corrugate cardboard, some shells, cookie, a leaf. I really like that leaf. That would be a fun one to do too. Sorry for my voice, guys. I can't help it. A little porcelain statuette thing, a rose, some lace, strawberries, transparent objects. I think that's an inkwell there, and a bottle. Some marbles, a bottled water. So just a little vignette there of a glass doorknob and some perfume bottles, metallic surfaces, a spoon, a bell. Sorry, guys. A lock and key, or some metallic bits, a wrench. And then the manufactured objects, little plastic turtles. A postage, and I think he has a video on this one. He might have videos on more than one, but this one's stuck in my head. I think that's probably why I bought the book. He did a video. He did a video on that one a couple years ago. Candy bar, and then a whole bunch of stuff here. But anyway, I just thought we'd try the mushrooms, and I'll zoom in. So let me get a sip of coffee here. So yeah, this is what the cover looks like, and it's still in the bookstores. I saw it the other day when I was looking in the art books. It's still, you can still get that, or of course Amazon and all that. But I think we're going to do the mushrooms. So a couple other things. After we do that, I want to remember, and y'all remind me, I want to give away a couple of these stamp sets that Mom sent, and I will pick one of my random videos that has a lot of comments, recent, and go find somebody that's commented on my YouTube channel and give a YouTuber one of these too. So we're going to do that. Next week, I'm only going to show you the cover right now. I had somebody send me a color book that she did, self-published color book, and I haven't had a chance to read it and review it. I'm going to do a color book page in it, but this is what we'll do one day next week. Here, we'll talk about, color page and talk about this book next week. So we're going to do that. What else? Let's see, did I have something else over here? I'm trying to, y'all know I was working in this sketchbook when for the summer sketchbook challenge. You're supposed to finish it in a month. I just can't finish a book in a month. I feel too pressured. So what I'm doing though is I did move back into my really big notebook because a couple of the girls are doing, Bailey being one, doing the big challenge, the big notebook challenge. And y'all know I got that big sketchbook, not notebook, sketchbook. I bought that like a few years ago, and I did a few things in it. I did a video, and I did put the video on my YouTube intro page, and it's a 1-minute video, and I started working it kind of like I did this one. And I have so many sketchbooks, I love working in them, but to fill one, so what I've done is I'm going to move into my big sketchbook, but I am not going to try to fill it in a month. 600 pages, I couldn't even fill this one's 100 pages in a month because I work on so many different things, so many different books. So, so I missed something. I hope everybody's okay. I saw that yeah. Hey, Prisma. So I'm going to I'm going to try to make myself, anytime I want to work in a sketchbook, if I do work in this one, I'm going to tear the page out and put it in the other one, because I do like the size and paper of this one. It's a little thicker. Well, it's quite a bit thicker than the really big sketchbook. I've already taken some pages out of this one, Carol. So what I'm going to do is, if I do work in this book, I'll take these pages out and tip them in to my really big notebook. That way I don't feel like I have to work in a big, because let me show y'all. Hang on, let me get it. This is my portable box here. This is the box that I carry around for all my stuff I just sketch from room to room. Let me show you how big it is. Look. This one, this huge mama jamba. So I've had it for a couple years, and I've worked in it. I've taken things out, I put things in, I've taken things out, I put things in. So I had extra space for when I take some stuff out. So if I work in something like this book, which I can put on my lap, this is so heavy, guys. You just don't put this on your lap and enjoy sketching. This has to be like at your desk or on your, on the bed, leaning over, drawing in it or something like that. But it's not comfortable, you know? Yeah, Glenn, you should take yours out. You have it too, right? It's just not comfortable to work in on your lap. And there's 600 pages. So it's heavy. You can get it on Amazon. I think I paid 25 bucks. And I think I got some kind of a shipping deal or something. But the shipping, it's heavy, right? So if I do something in this book that I like, which I'm going to show you, I have already taken a couple pages out of this and move them into that book. I'm not going to feel bad about it. Working in this and then tipping it into the other one. There's just a few little things. Cam was here. This is when I was stuck in traffic in Atlanta heading to the museum. And we say, we're not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Here's some roosters and chickens and some notes. And here's some things that me and Cam did. We did a Jazza. This is from a Jazza challenge. The what's this challenge called again? Jazz's Arty Party, I think, his app. Jazz's Arty Party. And it's a timed challenge. So Cam and I did some play in that. And just all kinds of little bits here. So anyway, what I'm saying is if I find something in here if I like it in here, because I like the paper, then I'll take it out of here and I'll tip it in this one, which I've already started to do, like this. Okay, this page was in this book, the other book, so I tipped it in here because I really like some of the stuff that I did in the other book, but I don't, I'm not going to carry this big Mama Jumbo around, you see. So these 2 pages were in that other book. My Samurai Viking and my Viking Norse story I started over here. Then I did another samurai with some more armor type stuff. And what else do I have in here? I have some more chickens and pigs. So you see, anyway, what I'm saying is these are actually drawn in the book, these 2 pages. Well, actually, this is on a tip-in. This is on a tip-in, but I drew it while it was in this book. So that's my really big sketchbook. So I guess what I'm saying is I will add things to this book from other sketchbooks. That was one, yeah, Prisma, that was one of those Jazza challenge, timed challenges. Yeah. When Cam was here about a month ago, we did the Jazza Arty Party challenge together, and so you only have like 5 minutes, and I think, how's it going? Every 2 minutes, we did the incremental. We had a lot of fun with the incremental. So what happens is, maybe it was 6 minutes. So every 2 minutes, and you can set it for different segments. You can set it for 5, 10, 15, or 20 minutes. I forget the times now. But anyway, so every 2 minutes, the app would add something else. Like for instance, it might say, on the first one, draw a girl with fangs. And then 2 minutes later it would say, with yellow hair. And then and 2 minutes later, in a purple flower dress. Like that. So it's a constant incremental addition that you would have to continuously add to. So anyway, like I said, I want to eventually fill this, but it's not going to be in a month. It will just be whenever. And it will be if I'm working in another sketchbook that's smaller and more convenient. Like if I wanted to go to the museum or the aquarium or just, um, urban sketching or anything like that, which I don't get out much anymore, guys. I mean, let's just be true here. I'm at my desk most all the time. But even moving from room to room, this is going to be much more portable and convenient. So if I draw something in here, I'll just take it out of here and tip it in. Especially if it's a double-sided page. You know, I don't want to just like glue it in, right? So it'll have to be taped in, like you saw the other ones in there. They're just scotch taped in. You can put pretty tape, pretty washi tapes. You know, I got enough washi tape to do that too. But I found scotch tape holds better. Washi tape's not really for tape, it's for pretty. Anyway, so I'll just tip in, you know, whatever. Okay, so let's move on from that. The other thing I wanted to show was, and don't let me forget now, I want to give some of these away. The other thing I want to show is my haul, my over the weekend haul, which is not really anything, but I did buy another set of these Craftsmart brushes at Michael's, put them in another jar. Now I've got, I don't know how many jars, but I go through these brushes a lot, you know, and I think all these brushes, this whole set of brushes was $8, and I used a 40% off coupon. So I got all these brushes for like $5, and they're fine. They're you know, they're nylon, you know, they're great for acrylic paint and color books. You know, even watercolor for just messing around. Just messing around. I wouldn't use them for like if you're going to do a full-on like Jean painting. She has her nice watercolor brushes. But for, you know, for just normally $8, this is a lot of brushes. And again, with a coupon, you can get all these brushes for $5. Let me see if I still have the packaging in here. Yeah, here it is. Hang on. So here's the packaging. It looks like this. And it's hanging on an end cap at my Michael's. Hanging on an end cap with like budget paints, budget clay, budget brushes. And these just work perfect for my mixed media collage, working in art journals, working in little, you know, whatever, color books. So yeah, look, that's a lot of awesome brushes. What do you, I like to draw them. I like to draw hairy men, Prisma. So anyway, there's my new brushes. And then I'm going to blame Anne, a colorful life Anne, for making me buy these glitter paints. Yeah, I use Stickles. Well, Anne apparently doesn't like Stickles, so she used these metallic. Oh, this is a metallic one. So I bought 4 glitters and 1 metallic. And I have a lot of these metallics. I just did not have purple. This purple anyway. So I did buy this because I have a lot of the other metallic, Deco Art metallics. And so I thought I would try that in a color book too. Okay. But these glitter ones, these twinkles, craft twinkles, are Deco Art as well. I'm blaming on Anne. So we got the gold. And look, I mean, they're, you know, it's very, I haven't even taken off the plastic yet. I should do that so we can look at them. We're going to get to our realism challenge in a minute. Y'all know we're rabbit trailers. Okay, so let's peel off the, oops, didn't quite grab that whole thing. And I love my Stickles, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I really have never, well, I can't say never. I have all kinds of Martha Stewart glitter. I do not like glitter because I don't want to have the chance of it getting in my eyes. You know, after 2 eye surgeries, I don't want any glitter in my eyes. So I always use Stickles since then, you know. But I do have some Martha Stewart pretty glitters. But I just, you know, I'm real cautious when I use them. But this stuff doesn't fly, you know. You got some of these at Michael's, Connie, and it could be that there's a lag, so you could be talking about the brushes. So anyway, I got the, and always make sure, especially, you know, something like glitter or metallic, you really want to make sure you shake these up. Okay? They're deco art. Same people make Americana. My craft paints I use. So let's take a peek. Ooh, looky there, baby. Looky there. Let me see if I can, well, let's not squeeze it up and look at it like, all right, let's see. Look. Now, Anne used hers over a paint, over craft paint. I don't know if it's very translucent on its own, if it's really made, and that's how I use my Stickles in color book anyway, is I go over the top, you know. I guess, let me, and I almost started coloring in this one today. So here's a good example. In my Russian color book here from Jen, here is where I used a lot of Stickles. Look. See? And it's on top. It's on top of paint and pencil. It's probably paint and pencil. But, so you see how you use it on top of something? So I'm thinking we probably have to do that. Do a quick swatch of the paints. Okay, let me see. Let me get a piece of white. Something. Here's some cardstock. Here's some black and some white. Let's try on both. We're not getting far on coloring and drawing those mushrooms, are we? And I probably need to click in one anyway here. All right. So let's see. Let me get a baby wipe. And I'll just use my finger to swatch them out. Y'all know we do rabbit trails here. If you're waiting on the Realism channel, if you're watching the recording, just fast forward. Don't email me. Bye, Sonia. Okay, so what we're going to do, I got 2 pieces of paper here. All right, so let's just do a, yeah, see, it's not going to be solid. We'll have to do it over the top of paint. But you can see how glittery it is. There we go. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. And of course it's still wet, you know, so. But look how glittery it is. Right? I really should use a brush. Draw a glitter mushroom. I gotta open these guys. I haven't even opened them yet. So let's shake up. Let me get a brush here. Get it wet. And then my paint's black, I think. My paint water, I mean. Alright, so here's the red one. Squeeze it up to the top so you can see it. It's like the ruby red slippers. See, you have to go over the top of like paint. Like craft paint. Because it's just like clear. The base is not red. The base is clear. The binder, whatever you want to call it. But look at that baby. Look how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Hello, Amanda. All right, then we have the clear. And again, I'll just show y'all here. Well, I might put it on the black. So the clear, again, if you go over the top of any color, since it's going to be translucent, if you go over the top of any color, you'll see the glitter on top. So there's that one. And that one is the crystal. This, let's see, this one was Christmas red. This is crystal. And the other one's just called gold. And I did not get the silver. There's a couple other colors. I think there's a green and a silver. I didn't get all the colors. I got the colors I thought I would use. Okay, because I still have lots of Stickles, guys. Alright, so let's look at, this one's called Galaxy Blue. Galaxy Blue. squeeze up there so you can look at that. So let's put a little bit of this on the black paper because that's where it's showing up on the black paper. All right. So that was my purchases. I thought I got something else too, but it's not coming to mind. What else I get? I got something else. And I got these at Michael's. I got these at Michael's, as well as these Craftsmart. That's a Michael's brand. Craftsmart, I think it's a Michael's brand. Craftsmart brushes there. All right, so here's the Galaxy Blue. So yeah, they're loaded with glitter. Yes, they are pretty. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. So to me, they're like Stickles, but thinner, you know. So there's the colors right there in the sunlight. Yeah, you use this paint when you do applique, Connie? Okay. So anyway, I saw Anne, a Colorful Life Anne, using them. I think she used the gold one. So I'm blaming her. Okay. Oh, the other thing is let's open up this metallic real quick. Because like I said, I have a lot of the dazzling metallics in all kinds of, there's like 3 golds. And they are good. These are good metallic gold. The gold one is. Like I said, now I haven't used this one yet. So I'll put some on the black paper again. And they're translucent, so you'd have to use like two coats if you really wanted it flat. It's not matte, but flat. Opaque, that's the word. If you want it opaque, you're going to have to use a couple coats. But there's the dazzling metallic purple. It's called Purple Pearl. And some of them, like, let me see, some of the other ones I have, I won't pull them all out right now, but I love this one. The Royal Ruby, it's like a copper color. Emperor's Gold, I think that's the truest, brightest gold. Emperor's Gold. So there's all kinds of the metallics, which I love the metallics. I probably have about, I don't know, 6-8 colors in the metallic, but I'd never tried their glitter. And I don't know if it's kind of new. Connie, is the glitter dazzling glitter or twinkles? It's called twinkles. Is the twinkles new? Kind of new? I don't know. No, I wouldn't trust the pencil to go over the metallic. I've used the gold metallic paint in my Imagimorphia. I think it was Imagimorphia. It might have been Anamorphia. I think it's Imagimorphia. On the King Tut, you really cannot use color pencil over shiny or metallic. You just can't do it. I mean, I guess if you bear down, you could really get some black or something on there, but you're not going to blend. Okay, so, yeah. All right, let me get rid of this. All right. Let me move this out of the way because it's wet glitter. I'll move that, move my X-Acto knife so Paula doesn't fuss. Okay. All right, so now let's make sure my hands are clean. And we're going to go ahead and work in Mark Crilley's The Realism Challenge. Now, he does his on white paper, but we're going to use the tone tan paper. And I'll see how the lighting goes. I might have to put my black screen up over my window. So we'll see how the lighting goes. If it starts fluctuating a lot, guys, if it gets annoying, just let me know and we will close. I will put my black board over the window. I think that should be good right there. And let me know about the lighting. It's so hard to tell. And you know what I noticed, guys? Oh my gosh. Y'all test this out for yourself. You know, when I'm streaming, whether I'm watching a streamer live or I'm chat, you know, where the chat is, I have to watch on my computer because, you know, the chat's too small on my iPad and the chat's way too small. I don't even know if there is a chat on your phone. I've never even tried it on the phone with the app. So, I notice how the light is really dark sometimes on my videos on my laptop. But the other day I said, I need to check on my video to make sure it loaded or something like that. So I just pulled it up on my phone on the YouTube app. And oh my gosh, the video was like 100% better on my phone. Have y'all noticed that? It's like, I could not get over the difference. From my iPhone to my laptop, the quality is so much better on the phone. Now I'll watch, like at night, I'll watch videos on my iPad, but there's no chat. I just full screen. I'll full screen my iPad to watch videos at night. So, I just don't like to chat. It's too tiny for my eyes. I wear trifocals. Yeah, I have it set for brightness, Aaron. My laptop is the battery quality, the battery, I do know that. I have it set for the brighter because I want it brighter to see it. So it's not even that, Aaron. I have it on bright. But it's so much brighter on the phone. And I'm talking about even with the brightness of my laptop at bright. So anyway, so I guess it just, yeah, the image is sharper on the phone. So anyway, I said all that to say, it, even though like right now the light is fluctuating in here again because of the window, it's just, I could not believe the difference because I never look at my own videos on the phone, but I did to check one. And it was like, what? So I brought up Lappy and looked, and I had my phone right next to it, and it was like literally day and night. So, yeah, Terry, I know, we just love our iPhone, so we'll give credit to the phone. But look, see, now it went real dark again because the sun went out. So, let me just go ahead and make sure this is, because the sun is coming in and out. So let me go ahead and adjust for drawing. All right, so I am going to, let's move some stuff here. Let me get my pencils close. So I'll probably do a little bit of reading. I'm not going to read, I'll probably scan it and like pick out some of the pertinent stuff. If y'all want, well, seriously, I mean, here's the cover. If you, I love this book. I've just not worked in it. Terry. And I've had it for 2 years. Okay, so let's start with, again, he does a pencil sketch. He's did a pencil, and oh, here's the other thing I bought. I bought 2 new white pencils. I made sure that the leads were centered, and there were some that were not. Remember, guys, if you buy your Prismacolor, well, any pencil, but especially Prismacolor, if you buy them open stock, make sure you check the ends to make sure that the lead is centered. If it's not centered, I don't like pastel, Galena. I just don't like pastel. I don't like the scratchiness of it. I don't like the dryness of it. I'll use a Conte crayon for life drawing, and but I do not like pastel. That's just my preference. I don't pastel my color book pages, backgrounds, or nothing. I just don't like the dryness. I don't like the scratchiness of it. I don't like that you have to fixative it. Yeah, when I have so many other options like color pencils. So anyway, some of them were not centered. So make sure when you buy open stock that you buy, make sure that they're centered, because then when you sharpen them, they'll break. The Jane Davenport pencils, I have them. Some people say they think they're just like Prismacolor. Maybe it's because I've used Prismacolor for decades. They are, to me, not like they're not They're not as splendable and smooth as Prisma. But that's because I know these babies inside and out. I don't know. They're just not exact. They're not, they're not exact. I have them. Here, I'll show you. I'm not saying they're bad. They're not a bad set. Don't get me wrong. This set here, yeah. They're nice. Don't get me wrong. But, Now, that being said, not loving the pencils, I do love her mermaid markers, the water pens, the water markers. These inks, now, if you pop open the cap and they've been sitting for a while, you might splat. So be careful when you pop the caps off of them. I mean, after you get them going, after you get them flowing. But they're very vibrant. What I like to do with them is squeeze some out, the brush tip, squeeze it out of the brush tip onto a palette and use a water brush. Use my water brush to use these rather than full strength right out of here. But I love these colors. These colors are very concentrated. That's the word for these. Very concentrated. I do like those. But I also love my Zig Kuritakis as well. But I keep all those in my llama. Okay, so let's go ahead. And again, if you've been watching on a recording, we rabbit trail around here, people. I've never made any bones about it. 7 years we've rabbit trailed. One of these days, Alice will get us home. All right, so it's going to be a little different using, let's see, there's no shadow there. Using a brown paper versus the white paper that Mark Crilley does. But I am going to, and I kind of, let's see how big I want to make these. Let's see, I want it like kind of maybe that big. Maybe that big. Can y'all, oh, y'all aren't going to be able to see that. Maybe I need to zoom in one more here. Let's see. I don't want to get it too pixely by zooming in too much. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to draw much bigger. And we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to sketch it out here first. And I'll get it kind of, close. I'm not worried about, I'm not making a photocopy of it and trying to get it that perfect. I'm not that. Peter and Bugs do come to visit here. Just got the mermaid markers and the butterfly journal with the pretty charm like Dee Dee has. It's her fault. Yeah. Now, I have not got the her journal. I got some of the inserts and the insert, the little, what do you call it? I know I got a better eraser than that one. I think it's in my box over here. I got, here we go. This is after having used it so long. I love these general tri-tips. Anyway, I forgot where I was going. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, you got the pretty charm? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, oh, that's where I was going. So in the in her, what do you call it, traveler's journaler type thing, they have those plastic, and I saw Janet found them too. Didn't you, Janet, right? I think I saw that you did. My traveler's notebook's in the other room, though, so I'm not going to go get it right now. Let's see, that comes this way. Got to sharpen again. Yeah, and I put the charm on there too. So I do want to take a minute and try to get this, pretty accurate because it is the realism challenge. Got to do Mark Crilley proud. If y'all don't know who Mark Crilley is, like I said, then you haven't been on YouTube. I think he was the first, he might have been even the first YouTube artist, but he was definitely the first YouTube artist with a large following, and I don't even know how many millions he's got followers now. So, yeah. All right, there's a little bit of see a little bit of the top up there. Like that. Kids are in school, so I can watch. Oh, good, Kmore. Good to see you. We're just going to do these mushrooms. And let's see. So anytime I sketch out, well, not all the time, but most of the time, I usually use white because obviously you can see it. And that's about the same size as that. So got this one a little big. I'll knock that back a little here. And look at, like, always when you're drawing something, look at the negative space and look at the things in relations to other things. It's been a while since we did some drawing. I hesitate to call them tutorials, but any drawing examples. But things like this. All right, so look at this. See where the stem is right there? See how it almost, this mushroom almost comes up right from that line? Do you see that? Do you see how this little swirl here is like on the same plane as that right there? You start to really observe those things the more you draw. So going up from here, going up from my stem here, the other mushroom coming right up here starts right about there. Okay? You see? If you want to get it, that exact. So, but this is littler right there. So, and I don't mind, erasing, especially if we're going to do a realism challenge or a portrait or something like that. If you're out sketching, it is a good habit and to use a pen and not erase. It gets your eye to seeing better. This needs to come up bigger. It trains your eye to see, which is the whole thing. And then he talks about that too, and then the kids in this. Oh my gosh, guys, y'all have to get this book. If y'all have not got the drawing lesson, I was crying. I love that book. And okay, so the stem from this one almost comes on that plane right there and kind of comes down probably about like that. Okay. That's pretty good. Although this has a little more of a curvy bit to the center, but I'm going to do that with color pencil. All right. But if you pay attention to those shapes, just look at look at the shapes. Like for instance, see the little center here, the center little opening in that stem. Look where the put your pencil there and see where it comes to. It's like almost on the bottom of those dark bits if it goes straight across. So here's the bottom of those dark bits right here. So that's where that will be. Things like that. And actually this needs to be a little bit more over. If you're trying to go for accuracy, which is what we're trying to do today. Okay. All right, so we're going to go with that. All right, so then he says, I'm going to kind of skip. Pay careful attention to the spaces between the lines, as well as to the length and direction of the lines themselves. Assuming your white mushroom looks like mine, you'll use 4 different colors at this stage. This is the second. So he's got them numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over here, 5, 6. Okay. All right. So he's used watercolor. We're going to just use pencil. Okay. He talks about the supplies he uses. He uses watercolor, white gouache, color pencils. He talks about his supplies, but we're going to just try to do this all with pencil. Okay. So he begins by mixing watery shade of yellow for the stem. Apply a color in smooth, steady strokes. Let it dry. Always let it dry before you go on pencil on top of watercolor. Move on to the brown areas. The grays, taking care to keep the grays especially light. Okay, so he's talking about different pencil pressure and layering and stuff. I'm going to just look at his colors, really. I'm trying to see what colors he says. And then after he did that with the washes, right here, this is all watercolor wash. Then he moves on down here to color pencil. So let me see if we can see this here. So that's like with watercolor washes, but I'm going to do that with color pencil too. And then here's where he starts with color pencil. He used a dark brown, and he talks about the different pressure he uses. Let up on the pressure. See, I'm not going to read all that. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to. All right, so let's see. We want a dark brown pencil, and I'm using Prismacolors. I'll tell you the colors I'm using in a minute. I'm also just kind of looking at the colors that I think I'm going to want to use to achieve this. Okay, so I'm going to use burnt ochre. I'm going to use cream. I'll show you all the colors again in a minute. I might put down a light yellow because that's what he used in watercolor as an underpainting. Then let's see, does he mention any more colors? I know he uses 3 shades of gray, light, dark. And I might even use a blue gray. Cool gray. That's my cool gray. Okay. I need a dark gray. I'll tell you all the colors I'm picking in here in a minute. And white. I don't know if I'll need maybe a tan color. I'll play with a tan color. Like a ginger root probably. Yeah, ginger root. Okay, so I'm going to go with this for now. And black. Black and white. If we need more colors, I'll just dig around and tell you what we're going to use. Okay, and I'll zoom in here again in a minute. I'm trying to just get the whole outline. Okay, so then on 4, he continues with colored pencils. He says, my approach is always to work from light to dark, saving the jet black bits for last. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do that. We'll see. I'm just going to try to, go by his picture here. You may find you want to trade back and forth between colored pencils and watercolors. It's never too late to add watercolor when you think an area needs it. That's what he says in step 4. So let's get past this now. So let's go here, and I'm going to start. And I think we're zoomed in pretty good for now. What do y'all think? I could probably do one more. I just don't want to get it too pixelated. How's that look? I'm trying to keep it focused. Let's see if I need to, does it need to be focused? Yeah, let me try it with this. This book seemed to focus it really well. Let's see. Uh-oh, I've zoomed out. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hang on. Let me start over. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. I wanted to zoom in for you. That looks pretty good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do like he says, and he started with yellow watercolor, but I'm going to, because I'm on tan tone paper, I'm just going to put a nice little, and this is kind of really just on the stem. I just don't know if I'm zoomed in close enough for you guys. I want y'all to be able to see the shading, you know. And I want y'all to be able to see some of this. All right, so I'm just going to put a layer, and you won't really be able to see it until I start going, oh, you know, it's like a base color, which when I put other colors on top, it will, you'd be surprised at how much colors come through other colors. And again, I'm doing mine on tone tan, so I'm going to have to kind of do a little bit of different stuff, but okay. So I'm going to go with the dark brown, because he goes from light to dark, but I like to pick out some darks. Okay, so I am going to pick out some of the dark shadows here. And I'm not bearing down. I'm doing light pressure because I want to take my time and, you know, just get the shapes in here. And even doing this kind of thing, guys, if you do get this book and try some of these, don't get down on yourself. I mean, these are Mark Crilley's drawings. You're never going to get it, you know, well, I can't say you'll never get it exact, but don't be so hard on yourself that if it doesn't look exactly like it, try, you know, use the techniques to build your skills. Rather than be mad at yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to get the, oh, I was going to tell you the colors I picked, sorry. All right, black and white, dark brown, 946, burnt ochre, 943. This yellow is 916, canary yellow. This is cream, 914. Ginger root, which is 1084, and 2 shades of gray, warm gray 70% and cool gray 50%. It's kind of a blue gray, and I might even get a lighter gray, but we'll see. I'm just kind of starting with these. Okay, yeah, monkeys I celebrate the new arrival. Connie. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the and this might be a little on the red side, but we're going to try it here. All right, so now I'm going to just get my centers here. Just finding all my shapes. I don't know if this is interesting to you, but I love this book, and I have not worked in this book since I bought it 2 years ago. Going on 2 years ago, 2015. I don't remember what month I got it, but yeah, it is about the practice, Pat, for sure. So anyway, I said, well, I better do something with it. It's just sitting on my shelf when I was looking through my books this morning. So there's kind of the little center started there. And go back to the dark brown. Just because I'm using dark brown doesn't mean I have to put heavy pressure and make it like black, right? So I'm just going to get the center here. Just finding my shapes and stuff. So maybe you can see this one. Maybe that shows up better right there. I want y'all to be able to see Okay, I'm just going to pick out some of my darks here. Then I'm going to go back in with my white. Because I am on the tone tan paper, so it's a little bit different. I thought about doing it on white paper, but I thought it's not going to show up on camera. I mean, my camera setup is not set up for. I just don't have that, you know. We don't have HD on Ustream. I mean, my camera's HD, but you just don't have the same quality. So I have to kind of adjust for that. Okay, Scoops, off to Mom's. Have fun. Thanks for popping in. At least Marilyn was here for a minute for you to check on her. I think that's more gray in there. Can y'all see? Alright, so I kind of got that started. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and put a nice, I'm going to go over even the yellow, and so you should be able to see, let me sharpen, you'll be able to see more of the yellow under color when I go over it with the white. I don't know if you'll be able to, I can see it. So I'm just going to start building up the layers. If you have any questions, put them in caps or let me know what y'all are working on or stuff. Like I said, after I do this, I'm going to do a couple giveaways. I'm going to do a YouTube giveaway too. I'll go over to my comments and pick somebody over there for some of those stamps that Mom sent us. The acrylic stamps, if y'all weren't here on Monday. So again, when I'm using pencils, I just do nice light layers. And Prisma's colors are soft, so you do sharpen a lot. And sometimes I'll use I'll do those pencils on this one and make it like little. Sometimes I'll do this side and make it long point. But the stubbier points break less. You're not as apt to snap off a tip if you have the stubbier. If you use the big whole side and sharpen it like this rather than like this, which I do have my Kenny Derwent sharpener too, and it'll get you a point like here. Let me do one so you can see a Derwent sharpener. Okay, so you can just pull this out like this. Okay, you can just squeeze this together and let's see if you can see. Let me go backwards. well, you can't see because there. So then you put that in like that. When you release the little rabbit ears, it's in there. So it's like in there, right? It's tight in there. That way you don't have to hold the pencil. So the sharpener is just sitting there, right? Well, I don't. Okay, let's not get any crumbs. Well, let me do. Let's see here. Let's see. And so now you can hold the sharpener and sharpen, right? And the pencil's locked in there. Then when you squeeze the little things, look at that baby. Look at that baby. Look how sharp you can get that baby. But the second I go to use that, that little tip's going to snap right off. They're soft, you know. That's going to happen. Okay, so, you know, you can get a sharp point here. Let me sharpen it really well. So this sharp point is just about as sharp, but it's just stubbier, and it's not going to break. You girls. So it's not going to snap off, right? All right. Well, I got a little bit of graphite there or something. I don't remember what pencil I used last, but kind of got a little bit on there. All right, so let's go back to this. Actually needs to be a little less. And if you want a good eraser, now Prismacolor depends on how many layers you've put on there, right? How well it's going to erase. But I like the little Derwent. And you probably will not get it back to, you know, the base pure, you know, 100% erased. But you can make some corrections. A little bit of brown in there. And again, I want to just make sure and get a nice light coat of white. Just barely, just barely. I still see the paper a little bit, and depending on what areas. Let me know if it starts getting too dark. It kind of looks like it did a little with the change in the sun coming in the window. And I always get the highlights picked out when I do portraits right off. When I use a tone tan paper, I find all my brightest highlights. Short and stubby. Oh, sorry, Muse. All right, now I'm going to go with the gray, my nice pointy gray, which, let me just go ahead and snap that little point off. There it went. It's still going to probably snap off some. All right, so now I'm going to pick out some of the grays, and I'm using this one here. I kind of skipped right over to this. And while I'm doing this, while I'm looking more at this than I am at my own picture. And that's true if you're drawing anything. You're going to look much longer and more often at what you're drawing than you do at your drawing. Because you can't draw what you're not looking at. if you want it realistic. I mean, you know. So this needs to come up here a little bit here. This is up here. Make sure my proportions are right there. All right, so mushroom needs some onions. I showed you, I don't know where it is right now. I'd pull it out and show you how an artist cooks, how this artist cooks anyway. I drew a bunch of food. I drew some peppers, some tomatoes, orange paint, yellow paint, green paint. And I'm just kind of going back and forth between the brown, the gray, and the white right now. And hoping you can see. And trying not to move the paper, but move my hand around. So again, if you're just joining us, we're doing the Mark Crilley Realism Challenge. And I'm not doing exactly how he stepped his out. I mean, because I'm not using watercolor or anything. I'm just using pencil and just going by eye. I mean, I'm kind of, you know, he used yellow and some creams and grays, and I kind of try to pick out some of the same colors he used. You can see, okay, thanks guys. And let's see, a little bit more. A little more white up here. So again, if you're doing any of these challenges, whether it's Mark Crilley's or any, you know, don't be beating yourself up. You know, do the best you can, and it's all learning, and you're practicing, and you know, so okay, this needs. I'm just adjusting some of my areas there. If it got too dark, I want to keep my brights. All right. And you know, if you don't like to do realism, which you know, you should practice everything. He's got his manga books. You can learn to draw those, stuff like that. You know. At least my headache's feeling a little better. I woke up with a barometric pressure from the rain that came in last night. Sharpen. Let me sharpen in my pencil sharpener here. Whoop. I just love the way it looks. And we did measure one day, guys. We thought, oh my gosh, it must be grinding down. But we measured from tip to pencil, you know, the length of how much it sharpened, and it really does not sharpen any. It sharpens longer, but it doesn't grind down the pencil any further than the regular pencil sharpener. It looks like it would, but we measured one day. Y'all remember? And it doesn't. Okay, where was I? Okay, right in here. Okay, back to the gray here. I want to get this mapped in. I haven't looked to see who all's done some. Does anybody know? Has anybody gone and seen people doing Mark Crilley's Realism Challenge? Videos? YouTube videos? I seem to remember some back when the book first came out. But that was, you know, a while back. If you buy a set of Prisma pencils, how do you check the lead dimension? You can't. You can't check it. Yeah. But I found, this is just me, and all the sets that I've bought, I mean, I did get a couple of sets there back when, you know, a few years ago, when they were breaking really easy, and that was with or without the lead. They had some quality issues for a while, which all the people that have bought the newer set said they haven't had the breakage issue, other than the pencils being soft normally. But hang on, I'm just looking at something here. I don't recall ever really having a non-centered pencil in sets. And I don't know why that would be when you can buy them off the shelf, you know, individually, and you can find some that are not centered. I even at Blick, when I'm going to keep working while I'm talking, guys, because we're never going to get done if I don't. When I was at Blick, I pointed it out to him. I said, do you know that when you buy, you know, when y'all are stocking open stock, when y'all are stocking open stock Prismacolors, I got another tip I got to tell y'all. Hang on. To check them, and I took them over there. And oh, sorry, Connie, I want to go to work. Hey, Colleen. Anybody else popping in? I showed them, and they went, oh, they didn't even know. I would expect like Michaels or Hobby Lobby not to notice or care, but Blick, so hopefully I'm going to check the next time I go to Blick. I don't get downtown. My Blick's downtown Atlanta. But I'll look again and see if they've, paid attention. Well, then, Aaron, if you got a set that they're not centered, I would send them back. All right, here's the other tip for drawing exact. And I'll probably notice some things in mine as well. You turn everything upside down. Turn it all upside down. And then look at it again. And you will immediately spot things that are wrong. So let me get my pencils at the ready because I'm sure I'm going to spot some things. I always do. Okay? You turn it upside down and you will immediately find anything that's not correct. Like that needs to be there. This needs to be a little bit more round right there. You will immediately see anything that's off. I'm telling you, try it. You'll see. I see a couple things that's a little off, but it's not too terrible because I am making it bigger too. I am making this bigger than the original. So yeah, so work upside down. I do this with portraits all the time. Turn your reference portrait, if you're doing a realism portrait and you're working from photographs of the person that, turn it upside down and you will immediately see things that need to be fixed. And work on it upside down. No, nobody said you had to work on it right side up. Work on it upside down if that helps you correct things. You don't have a breakage problem, but the wood has split. I've only had, and I did keep that one pencil somewhere around here to show. I have had one that really was terrible, but I'm not sure where it is right now. I had it in here for a while, but I might have moved it out. But one pencil that really split really, really bad. This is where I'm working from here, guys. Yeah, this is the realism challenge. Let me turn, well, hang on, guys. Let me get the dust jacket here. This is what we're working out of. Mark Crilley's The Realism Challenge. And of course, I'm making it bigger, so I have to make, adjustments for that. But if you turn it upside down, you will see very quickly, because then you'll look at what's there. And that's another thing out of like, drawing on the right side of the brain book. Talks about fooling your eye. Rather than thinking I'm looking at mushrooms, I'm looking at shapes. Right in here, I got this a little wonky. Okay, I'm going to go back with the white for a minute. Hey, Sarah. No, you know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with my, let me get my cream and my moon ginger root out. Moon ginger root. And I'm going to sharpen them in my big, sharpener here. Just because. Why not? I don't use it enough. Because usually I just use my handheld, little sharpeners. But okay. And again, when you get those nice points, they're going to snap off. Like reading and writing backwards to find mistakes. Okay, so now I'm going to go with my, let's go ahead and go in here with the cream. What is, okay. And I'm going to still go upside down here for a minute just to remind you. And of course, you know, the mushrooms, they could actually be this direction. You know, it's not something like a portrait where it's really upside down and you would really, really, you know, not be following like an eye or a mouth or whatever because it's upside down, right? So this is where he put the yellow base, or I put a yellow base and he put a yellow base at first too. I'm going to put some cream color. Again, light pressure, but just kind of, okay. And then over here, I'll start right there. It's going to get darker, a little at a time, building up the layers. And then probably a little right in here. All right, I'm going to go the ginger root, which is just a little darker tan color. All right, I'll go ahead and turn it back around now. I kind of fixed my shapes to make sure everything's pretty good. Don't need many of those for your pizza. I don't like mushrooms on my pizza, actually. So I'm just going to pick out a little bit more of that. And now I'm going to go back with my ochre, burnt ochre, which is a little on the red side, but that's okay. I'm going to go back in here with that. I love watching you draw. This color pencil is like, it's on this paper too. Yeah, I love working on my tone tan. I do all my portraits, pet and people, on the tone tan paper. But I just thought the reason I wanted to do this, guys, is I have had this book since 2015. Again, I don't remember what month, but I've not done anything with it, and I feel bad. You know? Let's see here. Maybe we can... I feel a sneeze coming on. Hang on. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I did turn my head so I didn't sneeze on you. Let's see here. Let's maybe get this just a little brighter. There we go. And I'm trying not to let my book put the shadow right there because I'm on I guess I could take it out of the thing. Here, let's do this. Let's take it out of here. Let's go ahead and I'll just go ahead and see, then I can put this in my big giant sketchbook. Remember I talked about it earlier, that when I do stuff like this, it's not in the big sketchbook, but I can tear it out and put it in there, tip it in. So what I want to do is I want to turn I want to get rid of the, what do you call it, the spirals out of my way, so I don't have a shadow right there. There, now that's a little better. Okay, so where were we? And again, he uses watercolor, white gouache for probably the very brightest highlights, which if I need a very, very bright highlight, I'll use the Posca paint pen. But because I'm working on the tone tan, you know, I have to have a little bit different working than he does. Okay, so I got that kind of. Let's go back with the dark brown. Let's get back in here. And I'm working bigger. Drawing bigger. Hey, Packer Die. Good to see you. Anybody else I missed? I'm sure I missed some people coming in. Thanks, everybody. If you missed it, we're working in the Mark Crilley's Realism Challenge book. Because I feel bad for not using it. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go blow my nose, and I don't do that on camera. Hang on, I wash my hands, so I gotta make sure they're nice and dry before I touch my paper again. Thanks, Arctic Elizabeth. Alright, back to some white here. Actually, I think I almost want to turn the page and look at the next, because there's shadows coming up. I think I want to go on to the next. Alright, so this is what I've been working off of so far, this one. You see, and I think I've pretty much got, there's a little bit more white, you know, lighter areas here that are here. There's some a little bit more to make this look rounded. The highlights on here. I just don't want to get it too burnished, too much white, until I get everything else done. But let me go ahead and then I'm going to turn the page and go to the next step. And again, I'm really not following his directions very well. I hate to say I'm not following his directions well, but I'm not using watercolor, and you know, and I'm doing it bigger and on toned paper, and so it's a little different. But I will get this next layer. Because this is the brightest part, you know, where it's rounded, you know, rounded. Challenge for all of us, the unused book challenge, complete on a project a weekend from this book. A good challenge on the unused book challenge. Oh yeah, that would be good. You need to start that right up, Packer Die. Start that challenge for all of us. Packer Die said to start a challenge called the unused book challenge. Yeah, this will be my first one out of that challenge. Because I have not used this and I feel bad. So okay, now I'm going to turn from, all right, so there's about as far as I got on this, maybe even a little further, but I'm going to turn the page now, and we're going to go on to these steps, 5 and 6. All right, let's just see what he says here. When you feel the mushroom itself is largely complete, it's time to move on to the drop shadows. You may want to use as many as 3 different color pencils for the area of shadow. Black near the mushroom's edge, mid-gray, and finally a light gray as you work your way out to the place where the shadow dissipates into the white of the paper, or the tan of the paper. Once you complete the drop shadow, you may choose to add a few last highlights with white gouache. I confined mine mostly to the upper edges of various parts of the mushroom, places where light glinted off the mushroom and created a tiny area of pure white. The final touches can make a surprising big difference in conveying a sense of three-dimensionality. Okay. So let's put this on top of this and see if I can work on a little bit of a bend and do some drop shadows. Okay, so I'm going to start, and I'm going to go ahead and I still got more to do on the mushrooms, but I'm going to move ahead. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use my black and get the very darkest drop shadows in here. It's going to start popping here in a minute, guys. So I'm just going to find the outline where the darkest dark is going to be. Okay. And again, once you put something like this down, I would not recommend doing any kind of like dark black on a portrait like this, like eyelashes or anything like that, till the skin is completely done. Because if you're not very, very careful, when you go to blend, like, let's just say the eyelid, you go to blend an eyelid that you're not finished doing peach or skin tones on, then and you have your black mascara already on your girls or guy, whatever, you have the black on the eyes, you will very easily smear that. So, this is probably not the best thing to do yet when I'm not done with the rest of it, but I'm moving ahead, so yeah. Don't email me. But I want to make some progress here. I want to try to get this pretty well done, right? So I'm just now finding now this one stands away from the paper. So the shadow is going to come away from the edge right there. Okay, so this is going to come this, and it's going to be very dark right along this edge. I did get that shape a little off. This is a little fatter right there, but that's okay. We're going to go. I'm just going to find all my darkest edges. And then he does have the inside of the mushrooms quite dark. So I'm going to go ahead and darken that. But this is kind of fun. Something different, guys. Alright, so now let me go in with the dark gray and start shading out. Whoops, let me come back over here so you can see. Let's prop this up a little. Try to prop this up with these stamps that I want to do a giveaway here in a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to I don't want a harsh black line there. So I'm going to start feathering this out. And take your time. I know I'm even can tell I'm hurrying a little, but you don't want to hurry if you don't have to. Don't hurry. Okay, I need a little bit darker black right in there. The very darkest darks. I watched a show on Netflix where the artist painted the model's clothes on their bodies. Oh, yeah, you mean, yeah, I saw that show, Colleen. Um, Forgot the name of it right off, though. I watched that too. The body painting challenges, yeah. The body paint. Skin Wars. Is that it? Skin Wars? Is there Eileen's here? Hi, Eileen. Hey, Jen. Eileen, when are they coming to pick you up? You and your mom. Eileen's down in Florida getting ready to evac before the hurricane. So we're all keeping tabs on her. We have some others that are in Florida, but they're up in Orlando area. And so probably not, I mean, it's probably going to have storms and everything everywhere, but I got to still get in here with the light gray, but let me keep working here. All right, so this drop shadow. When I think it looks done, keep going. Sorry guys, I usually turn my phone off. When I think it looks like, oh yeah, oh god, I got a lot, I got quite a bit more to go. I mean, there's still quite a bit. We've been at it for a little over an hour and 15 minutes or so, I think. I wanted to finish it in 2 hours. And all the rabbit trails, We've done all kinds of other stuff too, so. Again, I'm going to go back with the black. Very, very dark, 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 dark shadow. But do it in stages, so you have room for the dark gray. I think right along here too. Did you catch your brush? I don't know what I missed that dot. Oh, my coffee is ice cold. Ugh. Ugh. And you just got to take your time when you're blending out like something like this, where you want to go from black to light gray. You got to take your time doing this blend. Very light, 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 light. Did I mention light pressure? All right, so now let's see how we want this to come down like this. And again, I want a nice crisp line right there. Do you one of those metal mugs? I have, you mean like a Yeti cup and all that? Yeah. I drink so much coffee, guys. I'm constantly refilling, and I don't know. Yetis have tops on them. I don't want to drink out of. I feel like I'm drinking out of a sippy cup. I just can't. I just don't like that. I just don't like drinking out of a sippy cup. I mean, even when I like buy a Starbucks or a McDonald's coffee or something, I take the cap off to take a sip, and then put the cap back on in the car. I can't drink out of those sippy cups. It's just me. I don't like I don't like the lids. Okay, we're getting there. All right, let's go back up here a little. And I did get a little bit of black right there. Let me see if I can. There we go. One of my lines got a little out of control. And the one I'm thinking of keeps coffee warm even without the cap on. I don't know. Yeti? A Yeti cup? Hubster has a Yeti. He loves his Yeti. I don't know. I just want a plain old coffee cup. That's just me. Alright, let's go back in here with some white. I want the next thing to be white. Probably. Let me pick out some of my bright whites here, like right along the edges here. I still got more blending to do, so I better get crack-a-lacking. And I got to go in there with the light gray on the cast shadows. Need a little more gray here. And I mean, I can't stress how light of a touch I'm using here. Like your mushrooms better than well, they're big. Mine are just large. You know, I got them big here, so you can see it, but probably better. Trust me, these in Mark Crilley's book are awesome. And I'm probably not using the exact colors he, I kind of picked out the browns and grays and stuff. He probably has, different colors, layers that he's doing in his book. You know what I mean, Vern? A little crack lack in there, a little crack in there, and a little bit more shadow here. That's a little dark. This shadow right here. I know it's because I'm using a red tone instead of tan. I'm using too much red, but that's okay. Okay, let's get up here on this one. All right, let's go to the light gray now. I'll sharpen again in my Derwent. But mushrooms are all different colors too. Yeah, they are. But you know, I'm trying to do the realism challenge. All right, so now I got my it's 50% cool gray. It's like a blue gray. It's not as blue as slate blue, but it's got enough, I think, blue in it to finish doing some more shading. Okay, because I'm going to try to wind this down here pretty soon. Let me check my time. Oh gosh, I only got like 15 minutes for 2 hours. Yeah, shouldn't have done so much talking. But it's the way we roll around here. All right, now I want to go ahead and work on these last little bit of cast shadow. I'm going to bring the light gray down just the tiniest bit and blend that in nice and I got some white to pick out either with my pencil or with Posca, or maybe a little of both. Can I get somebody to go do something for me over on one of my... Can somebody go to my YouTube channel? Who wants to volunteer to go get something for me off my YouTube channel? I need somebody to raise their hand, mod or not. Okay, this little bit needs to... I got to keep that white edge right here. That's important. When I see somebody comment, I want someone to do something for me on my channel. So it kind of will be fair because I won't go look at it myself. When I see a volunteer. Maybe nobody will volunteer. I'll have to go do it after I finish. Okay, Sarah's raising her hand. All right, Sarah, go over to my newest video. My newest video that's up. What was it? What was the last one I did? The color book. It was the go to the Mysterious Planet. Go to the Mysterious Planet and don't count my comments. So obviously, don't count my comments, but go over there and tell me the 5th comment. The person that made the 5th comment, skipping over my answers. Just ignore my comments. And tell me the 5th comment. And that person's going to win a stamp set. Because I want to include, sometimes I want to include the YouTubers, but it's tricky, I want to be able to give some stuff away there. Yay, Sarah. Sarah raised her hand. That's cute. Sarah typed in, raising my hand. Oh, I'm going to put Terry to work herding cats in a minute because we're going to do a giveaway here in the channel. And that's more, we got 70-something people here today. 5th from the top is Joetta Emerson. Okay? I will message, or I'll leave a comment and tell Joetta Emerson. Let me write that down. Is it Joetta? Joetta Emerson. She welcomed Lucia into the world. Yeah, okay. All right. Stamp set. Okay. And, I don't, as far as I know, I don't have her address or anything, so I'll contact her. And, oh, I want my light gray. And see if she would like a stamp set. Thank you, Miss Sarah. So as soon as I finish this in just a minute, I'm going to work on it for about 5 more minutes. Then I'll do a giveaway here, which means random.org and Terry Herding Cats. Because I'm sure Eileen's not here. Oh, Janet might be here too. Ready to hurt cats? Yeah, I got to go get my iPad. It's in the other room. I guess I could do it on the phone. It's just easier to see on the iPad for you guys. All right, so I'm just kind of, getting the edges here softly blended out and blending in the darker shadows. See how, all right, here's the thing. See how you can still see the line, between the black and the gray, but you really can't see that here as much. That needs to be blended out. It really needs to be like the dark gray so that you don't have a harsh line there. I mean, sometimes you do want one, but in this case, we want it a little softer. There, that's better. See the difference between that and this? So this just needs to be blended out just a little bit more. See? So there's not a harsh line there. So that it gradually goes from the black to the light gray. I know it's subtle, but it really does matter. See? Same thing for right down here. This needs to be just a little bit more shaped out. All right, now I'm going to go in here and pick out some of the whitest highlights again, and then do a little blend maybe with a little bit of the ginger root, because that's kind of that tan color that's in there. Let's pick some of that in there. There's some here. Oh, I hear my mailman out there. Might be a little bit up here. Whoops. Might be a little bit up here. A little bit down in here. And I'm not using the, like I said, I'm not using the exact colors. So, but I want to get some of that blended in. Right up along the edge here too. It's just adding a little bit more yellow to the mushroom, which Mark Crilley had as a base, which kind of really shows through better than what I'm doing here. All right, now let's go in here with the brightest areas. And again, I might get a Posca out for the very, very brightest. But in the meantime, let me see how much I can pick out with the pencil. But don't, if you're doing, the challenge or whatever, don't hurry. Like I'm trying to get it done in 2 hours. Don't feel like you gotta really rush through it. You can take your time. And I want to blend in the white a little better. Blend the whole thing together a little better. There'll be a nice white edge there with the Posca. Let me just work a minute with the white pencil. So yeah, Mom sent us these stamps that she gets she gets in her card magazine from the UK. It's Card Maker or whatever. They're expensive magazines because, you know, they're imported. And they always have those acrylic stamps in them. Let me go up there with the Posca too. So I could spend quite a bit more time blending here. And she sent us a stack of them for giveaway. I gave one to CB, our resident, one of our resident card makers. Okay, so that needs a nice highlight there. I need this maybe a little bit more detail in there. All right, now I'm going to get my Posca. Bam! Posca or Sharpie. Sharpie poster paint, whatever. Let's just find one that's working. Okay, so now, here we go. And when you do this, you might have to kind of touch it with your finger and blend it out because it can tendency to be way too stark. So, and he used gouache, watercolor gouache, you know, to do his brightest highlights. And I'm just going to use a paint pen. All right, here we go. And if you don't have a paint pen, then you can use acrylic paint or gouache like Mark Crilley did. I've got to keep this baby moving. I mean, I got to keep cleaning off the tip because I think I'm picking up a little bit of wax. Because I don't want a line. I don't want us like marks, line marks. So I'm trying to kind of feather it out with my finger, certain areas. Okay, right in here. All right, let's see. Let's go on this. I say that to myself when y'all hear me going shh, shh, shh. I'm telling myself, like, take your time, chill, go gently. I'm just picking out some of the brightest white areas, which, like I said, he did this part with gouache, and I'm doing it with the paint pen. Still with the tour, guys. Almost done. And I'm using done kind of loosely because I could probably work on it some longer. But I wanted to finish it in 2 hours. I'm not looking at chat for a minute, guys. I want to wrap this up. Hang on. Thanks, guys. And again, I really should turn it upside down and look at the light areas. Not only can you see things better if you turn it upside down to see shapes, but you'll also be able to see the areas that need more light or dark. So something like that. And it could use a little bit more like texture. Like I could kind of do a little bit more areas that might have a little bit more, I don't want to say bumps and bruises, but that it's not it's not like really perfect. So let's just kind of do a little bit more blend here. I could use a highlight right there. And actually one right there. Bet that's why Jean isn't here. She's allergic to mushrooms. Oh, I don't know. I think our Jean's just kind of taking a little bit of a break. All right, so I'm just going to use my ginger root. Just get a little bit more. I'm knocking back the red of the sienna just a little bit because it's a little red. Doing a little bit more blend. And again, I could really get in here and do a little bit more fine areas. Now I'm going to go back with my white and let's do the last little. And if you did this whole step out, if you did Mark Crilley's, like, follow his every, step, you'd probably just even get more detail. But I just kind of basically used the colors he recommended, sorta. But this is how I would use the book. Whoops. This is how I would use the book if I was doing it. I would just take a little bit more time. But this is how I would do it. I wouldn't necessarily like match every, like if he said use blue number so-and-so in this kind of watercolor, I wouldn't do that anyway. Right? So I'm showing you how I would use the book. And that's kind of like how I'm doing it here. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let me back up, guys. So glad I know. Oh, yeah, out of Florida. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so I'll sign it. I have a pen that's working. I don't know if this pen's working. And I'll post a picture with Mark Crilley's book. I'll post a picture like with the thing here so you can see the book. Because I want to promote his book. That's part of, the fun of it here. So, yeah. So there we go. Again, I drew it way bigger. So there's the mushrooms. Here's his mushroom. There's the real one, and here's his drawing here, so let's see if we can. Yeah. Thanks, Colleen. Okay, so there we go. That's the dust jacket. I'll post it with some pencils and stuff. And yeah. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Let me go run get my iPad. Well, I guess I could use the phone. Here, let me pull up the... See if I can get random. I don't know. Well, no, what? You know, it's not going to show up on camera. My iPad does. Let me go get my iPad. All right. Let's see here. Let me get random.org up. Hang on. And we'll give away 2 sets. So it's going to be the 2 people closest to the number. All right, so I got random.org. Oh, gee. All right, let me adjust. Let's let the light take over. Let me do an auto light thing here. Hang on. Let's do right light. There we go. Okay. So let's bring up the generator right there. All right, now I'm not going to do it yet because I'm going to give everybody time to put in their numbers. Okay. Wait till I type in go. Wait till I type in go. I know there's a lag. We do the best we can. The 2 people closest to the number will end up generating. I'll let pick. The first one closest gets first pick, and the second one closest gets next pick. And then I'll also pick one for Joetta Emerson. So, okay, so wait till I type in go. When I type in go, a number between 1 and 100, the closest without going over, 1 number only. 1 number only. And they're off. Okay. So I'll give everybody a minute. Terry, herding cats. I have it set on auto light here, so it's focused on the iPad. Don't wait around. Put in a number between 1 and 100 if you want. And if you don't want a stamp set and you know you're not going to use it, don't put in a number. You don't have to play, people. You don't have to play. I'm going to type in stop in a minute. So get them in. Get her done. Get her done. I see you, Azure Muse. I see your test. I see your number. Everybody get your numbers in. Yeah, mood lighting. Yeah, exactly. Ooh. And speaking of woo, Terry, there's Jen, I think Jen reading with pugs, and Anne, A Colorful Life, I think Shalene, and somebody else. I think there's 4 people are doing a Halloween color along using Jasmine Beckett Griffiths. So I do plan on coloring in it. I don't plan on being, necessarily in the color along, but I want to color a page out of that book for Halloween. I did 2 last year, I think. And everybody get your number in. I'm getting ready to stop it. Okay. All right, so here we go. The 2 numbers, the two people, let's get it back here. All right, here we go. 50. The two people closest to 50, without going over, I'll let them pick. All right, so now let me go ahead and back out. Let's move this out of the way and get our lighting back. Okay, this one person there. Okay. You put a number in there, Azure Muse. Your number came in. I saw it. I don't remember what it is right now, but your number came in. So, yeah. I saw it in there somewhere. I thought I did. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to scroll back to, and Terry will herd cats for a minute. I'm going to see who. We do our best here, guys. Please do not complain to me about the lag. It's annoying to hear you complain about the lag. I know there's lag. We all know there's lag. No need to bring up the lag. Do not bring up the lag. May and Tart. Okay, Daisy had 47. Did anybody get closer to 47? Daisy Vicky had 4. Let me get a. Let's see who had what. Okay, so Daisy Vicky has 47 and May had 43. Okay. Yay. Okay, is everybody let's double check. Everybody double check. And Vicky, can you email? I have May's address because she just sent it to me. Can you resend me your address, Vicky, please? Okay. There we go. All right. Somebody else had 43? Who had it first? Tar Heel Teresa said she had 43. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording because this is going to take us 5-10 minutes. No. So anyway, we'll figure it out with here. And then the girl over on YouTube, Joetta Emerson, you're going to get a stamp set too. So I'll try to find you on YouTube. Okay? So thanks everybody for being here, and I may or may not be back today. We'll see.